that. Yeah, exactly. Like truth, as in like whether it's subjective, it's just like opinion, or like it's independent of your opinion. Uh, if everybody's like up for that, we can talk about it. But yeah, we can have other opinions as well.
Mm-hmm. So it says like my reality can be a delusion to you, and your reality is a delusion. So how do you decide that what is the reality? And yes, Zad has suggested us what is the actual truth.
Yeah, like are we gonna discuss about this, Kashmala?
Sure, I'm more interested in philosophical topics, and I'm really happy to have you because, like, if you're suggesting such a topic, it gives me an impression that most probably you are
That's
into,
wonderful
thinking.
then. But before going on forward, like, okay, you and me, we agreed. What about others like pre-learner? I'm not cool, Sardar, Daniel. Like, we can ask them as well. Like, guys, can you open your mic and like, if you agree with me on this topic, like,
Yeah, Ziad, if the host, like she's, the one controlling, so if she agrees, so don't worry.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Zed, first of all, I would like to hear from you so other people can have an insight. And please, you can direct us as well by giving your answer. So take the lead, please.
Oh, okay, thank you very much. Okay, so when we're talking about truth, we need, because again, like truth is a very metaphysical concept, and metaphysics, let me just define, like those who don't know what metaphysics is, let me just define it in very simple terms. It is, again, in philosophy we have branches, right? So metaphysics is concerned with those questions, those big questions you have in your life which are left unanswered, yeah, right? So for example, like the origins of life, like who created life, who created everything that we possibly see around us, right? These questions are debatable. These questions and these like statements are like quite, like you have to dive deep down and have to analyze, and like you have to make sure that your argument is like structured well enough to convince other people of what you believe about reality. Again, there could be other things as well, like about morality, for example. Morality, like like your understanding of what is right and what is wrong in terms of like human behavior. Like, are there some actions which are considered as wrong? Are there some actions which are considered as right? Like, again, it's very subjective. Like, some people think this is okay, some people think this is not okay. It is, again, very subjective. So again, like everybody's version, like they have their own version of truth. And since a lot of people, they are basically categorized into they're classified in two categories. Okay, so the first one, they believe that truth is subjective. Truth is like dependent on one's perspective. Like, for example, Kashmala can say X is right according to her. I can say X is actually wrong according to me. So we have a difference of opinion, right? We cannot agree on one thing. So the third person could say that, well, if both are actually right and wrong at the same time, then we cannot truly, make a judgment, or like we cannot truly make an objective case whether who is actually right or wrong, because we don't have authority or something like that. So in that nature, they say that it's subjective. But we have other people as well. The second category of people, they say that, well, one of them is for sure could be right and could be wrong in their belief about what they consider as right and wrong. And again, like it could be anything. Like it could be, as I discussed, like it could be what you believe about the origins of life, what you believe about morality, or other questions about, like, which are left unanswered, as we were discussing about metaphysics. So it is, again, like, again, in this room, if you're talking about the subjective nature of truth and the objective nature of truth, we have to reach towards a conclusion. I'm not here to have different answers, and that's it. Like, I'm here to, like, the purpose of us discussing about this is to actually rationalize whether what you think is reality subjective. Again, reality and truth, all of these things are, do you think it's subjective? If it is subjective, if you're making a claim it is subjective, then how do you actually back it up with evidence, or like how could you actually logically assess these things, that yeah, reality and like truth is truly subjective, and we can never actually know the truth, or whether your version of reality, again your metaphysical reality, is actually objective. It is independent of personal opinion and regardless of culture and whatever, and the truth is just out there. You just have to submit to it, you just have to accept it no matter what, you know. So let's start with the host itself. I'm pretty sure you like the foundations have been um, said as of now, and I think like everybody should know like what I'm talking about and like what is our purpose for this discussion, right? So we can start with the host, and then we can move forward with like everybody, right? If that's okay.
You will definitely have a headache because these topics are not
I'm sorry. I'm so
digestible
sorry,
for
Kashmal. I'm
everyone.
sorry to interrupt you. Is this discussion something so complex for other people? Then we can drop it down, you know?
Well, my room is not for dropping any discussion.
No, because like people are having headache, you know?
Those who are not interested is their choice, right? And we do what our choices are.
Oh, okay. So go ahead. Okay.
By the way, before
Lena, you want to
Kashmala
say
moves
something?
forward, yeah, thank you, Kashmala. Ziad, in your answer, I was really looking forward to know what your perspective is. You pretty much explained the question very nicely, but I think your answer is still was missing for me. So would you mind repeating your answer? What do you think about um, the objectivity or subjectivity part of this? What do you really believe?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like we will start with Kashmala, the host, and then we can, you know, but once it is on me, like you know, like we can go like clockwise, and like once it is on me, then you will listen to my answer. Okay,
Okay,
I
so
will
what I
tell
would
you.
suggest is, what I would suggest, because we quite do these type of discussions very often. So what we do, the person who throws the question is somehow responsible to give the answer in the first place. So I think Kashmala would agree with it, and it will become pretty much easy for the people as well to listen to you and answer accordingly. So I would request you to go forward, and then we can move to Kashmala and other people.
Yeah, Zad, please go ahead.
Go ahead. He's gone.
No. His time is over.
Oh gosh. Oh, that's it's very interesting, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, he's back. He's back.
I'm sorry. There's this glitch on this app. Like you know, if you get a phone call or something, like you could just cannot hear anybody in this voice. I'm sorry. Um, yeah, I understand, but okay, you know what? Let's do one thing. Let's do one thing because okay, let me ask Kashmala because she's the host, right? Again, like I told you, there are two things because again, this concept about whether truth is subjective or objective. Again, like I told you two things, right? Whether you would believe that you know the origins of life, right? Where did we came from? How did we came from? Like, and where are we going? These questions again, they're very debatable, right? You have like religious believer posing like, okay, God created. You have atheists, other people as well. You have like other people having their own idea about like how life actually came out of nothing or something like that. You know, they have their own explanation. So either you can talk about this is one, and either you can talk about the subjective or objective nature of morality, which is considered as like what do you believe is right and wrong. So which of the two things, because again we need to be context dependent. We cannot just say that if you're talking about truth, we need to be specific and precise about what kind of truth are we talking about, because there are some truths out there in the
I
universe
understand.
which
So,
we
okay, let's begin the topic now.
just let me finish. Just let me finish. Just a second, okay? I'm sorry. Because again, there's some things in universe which we accept without proof, right? Which is like which we consider as axioms, right? So based on that, we can talk about that. And Kashmala, I'm giving you the um, how do I say, like the will to actually choose either of those discussions. sub discussion, so we can talk about it. Yeah.
Yes, we are talking about what is truth, okay? But just give me 1 moment, please. Let me wear my earphones. Mm-hmm.
Oh, welcome, Bishop, and nickname. And so if you guys wanna join the stage, there's one spot left. People are more than welcome.
Yeah, you're audible.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Satya for a second.
All right, I'm back.
Yeah, Kashmala. Yeah. So which of the, again, like I told you, it should be context dependent, right? If you're talking about truth.
Yes, that we
So
have wasted
which kind
too
of
much
truth?
time already. It's been 10 minutes that we have been discussing. Yes, the topic is for now the discussion. Let's sum it up. The discussion is going to be what is actually truth and is there any truth at all or not. So I'll give my view. Well, what is actually the fact? For example, I'm a female and you are a male, right? Who decided? It's just a noun. Everything began with a noun, right? We started naming beliefs, we started naming us, we started naming everything. And we name everything according to our choices. We name even practices like, oh, this is right. And then we give standards. For example, what is right? In Asia, marriage is right, but in West, relationships are right. What is factual? There is no fact. Prove me anything that you think that is the reality or a fact. Every culture comes with some practices, and every practice comes with a choice, and every choice is a choice. But there is no truth in that. How do you define or defend any practice? I mean, you say that you are a male. It's just a noun, right? But there's no reality in the noun itself, even. When you say that, oh, marriage is better than being in a relationship, so there was no reality. Someone is living one practice and another is living in another practice. There are some, like, there is one practice which is being followed by a big or a huge number of people, and that is the big reality, like marriage. The constitution of marriage is a big reality for some people, while on the other side, on the planet Earth, it is not a reality for somebody else. They think it very differently. So, this is how I will take. I gave you an example of the male and female, and then the marriage constitution. Then talk about the dressing code. For example, for somebody, it is real that, oh, we should wear this sort of a coat. So no, there is no reality. We all made some practices, and they're all just stories.
Kashmala, can I ask something, if you don't mind?
Go ahead, please.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that if you're proposing our arguments and our statements, are we free to question one by one? Is it required?
I mean, you can go anyways.
Okay.
It's your first time, right, in this room. So we are open to every sort of questions, and nobody's bound to not ask
Oh,
anything.
okay. Okay, so basically, your idea, because I'm trying to get to know your position. Okay, you're trying to say that everything is a social construct, right? Morality, everything, like your identity, it's all a social construct, right? Is that what you're trying to say? It's all made up, like it's all like societal norms. It's nothing like we can truly assess, like this is right and this is wrong, right? It's all subjective. It's all social construct. Is that what you're implying?
Exactly. I simply try to give an impression that everything is a fabrication. You fabricated one
So
reality, we fabricated another.
Okay, so I have one concern, for example, okay, as you mentioned. So you said nobody can truly define who a man is or who a woman is. Is that what you said? Right? If I'm
I
correct?
said this is a fabrication, creation, right?
Like the identification of whether who is considered as a male or female, right?
That is how you can identify, but there is no reality in that. I mean, what is male? Male was nothing by nature, right? There was no male nature. The male itself, this is just to identify. For example, learner. There is no effect in the name, but it's just if I want to call, if I say learner, so learner will be all ears, right? So this is just identifying.
No. If you identify someone or something, you have to look at the substance, right? So if you're talking about, let's say, male or female, right? So you have to look at, like, for example, what are the biological aspect of who is considered as a male or female, right? So again, it is different because a male has a set of genital organs which is very different than of females,
I did
right?
not say that. I mentioned about the word terminology, male and female.
Yeah,
So
that,
this
that is
word,
that is how we name things, right? That's how we assess things. And that's what I'm saying. Again, so that's what I'm saying. Do you think like gender and
okay,
sexuality
let
is
me
like
put
fluid?
let me put it simple. 2 and 2 is equal to 4. Why not 5?
Because there are some truths which we accept without evidence. That's what it is. That's what we call as axiology, in philosophy. There are some truths you accept even without prior knowledge. You don't need experience for that. 2 plus 2 is only 4 because it's logically the expression how it is. It's an objective fact.
No,
You cannot argue
imagine,
about it.
for example, if somebody had suggested you already that 2 is equal to, like 2 plus 2 is 5, then you would have started believing. So that
No.
would have been your reality.
I would not, because I would actually ask them, give me the reasons, the substance of why do you believe that 2 plus 2 is 5 and not 4?
Mm-hmm.
I would ask, like, give me the reasons, and they have to give me again, because if you again you're talking about mathematics,
Okay,
right?
let me say one thing. There is a
Sure,
word
sure, sure, I'm not
genre.
going
What
to
is the
listen.
what is
I'm
the
sorry.
spelling of genre? What is the spelling of genre?
Genre. Sorry. Yeah.
So why is it genre? It shouldn't be genre. Why do you not question it?
Kashmala, I think we are, like hopping on a different discussion. Let's just clarify one thing and then go to another thing. You were talking about male and female. I'm asking you a very simple question. Do you think it's fluid, as in like it's changing? Like nobody can truly say that this is a male or this is a female. It's just like names given to us. Do you mean that or do you not? That's what I'm trying to get to know you, like your position
See,
about
when we
that.
talk about the organs, right? Like my voice is part of me as a woman. I'm not talking about organ because that is what the nature is. Nature itself is reality. But when you gave an example of two people who were involved in argument, and then there was a spectator who mentioned that you are right. Like he decided that one is right and another is wrong, while there was another spectator who mentioned that no, this one is right. So I'm talking about the practices and the world. Now, when you say organs, that's nature. So please do not confuse practices with nature, because in nature there is a reality. For example, plants, nobody can disagree. That is a universal truth, and that is nature. So I hope I've given my answer very clearly. I'm not talking about the organs or nature. We have been talking about the practices which you truly mentioned yourself. I talked about the marriage. I gave you an example of marriage. I also gave you an example that why are you a male? I talked about the terminology and the noun. I don't think so that I can be more detailed.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if you say that, like, that's what I'm trying to get to know you, because again, I don't want to misrepresent you or misinterpret your position
Okay,
as your
Zed.
argument.
So I think that we should give the chance to somebody else. I think that I've answered. You know what? You speak too well, but you are exaggerating things. So try to be concise in your questioning, and try to listen to others' argument and make a counter argument which is concise yet profound. Learner would like to add his point as well.
Okay, thank you, Kashmala, for your answer and for whatever you had to say about this. I would try to be very concise, and I think as far as this subjectivity or objectivity is concerned, I think it is the truth for me. I mean, it's my perspective. Truth is pretty much subjective. It is based on, I mean, not based on, it is meant for objects, definite objects that are just right there in the universe, but it is all subjective. It is based on the perceptions, your nurture, and whatnot. So it is very, very much subjective for me and for most of the people. There was this guy who told me this very wise thing once, and he said, "Truth is the power show." And I was never able to understand that until I really realized in life later on what this was about. So it is like truth is gonna be between two parties, always, always. It's gonna be between two parties. It's at least two parties. There can be more, but it's all power show. That means the power with the party is gonna decide. The greater power with the party gonna decide what the truth is. So if I have, I'm surely dealing with different parties, and I'm in greater power. And if I come up with some idea or maybe some whatever language, cultural norms, rules, laws, whatsoever, if I have the greater power to convince people or maybe sometimes intimidate them, and make them understand or realize that this is right, this is truth, this is what is supposed to be considered correct, I'm gonna make that counted as truth. So that's how it goes. So truth is all power show, and it is very subjective.
Okay, I would like to add something in it. I respectfully disagree with you, Dana, because
Okay.
Firstly, when Kashmala said that, it's all about practices. However you practice something, like in this way, you can just know whether if it is truth or if it isn't. I would say we humans, our nature is like we always look for the truth, and if all of the world is saying something else, and I have my own consciousness with me, so I don't think these practices can make me think of another thing. Like I cannot just turn my opinion as long as I'm conscious of myself. Anything, everything should have evidences behind it in order for it to be called as truth or if it is false. If it is about power, there is a large group, as you said, and they are imposing their own way of truth upon you. So you always have this reasoning.
Sorry, a quick question. Sorry to interrupt. A quick question. Where are those evidences coming from?
If you allow me to finish, then you will know. So I'm saying we have this power of reasoning. We have an intellect. So we always have this with us, but it is for us whether we use it or we don't. There are always people, like you see a group of people, like I would say those, I would say that the minute people, like the minor, they always do use it, but most of us we don't. So that's why we always consider them as the one saying the truth. Whatever they want us to believe that it is truth, so it will be truth then. But if you do use our reasoning, our logic, and our mind, I think we can come to an understanding of what objective truth actually is.
I have a simple question. So you're from Pakistan, right?
Yes, of course.
And you're a Pakistani.
Yeah.
So what if you were born in India? Your reality would have changed without your consciousness and reasonings, and you would have been calling yourself Indian like Zad. So you call yourself Pakistani, and he calls himself an Indian. There was no consciousness. There is no reasoning. That's just a happening which happened. So how do you reason that?
Even if there is some
if I'm calling myself Pakistani, it's because I live in Pakistan. There is a reason behind it.
But there is no reality. That's what I'm trying to say. So there is no reality. That's what you have been. This was a story told to you that you are a Pakistani. But on the other hand, if you're born in India, you would have been told a story that you're a Hindu and you're an Indian. So there is no reality. You listen to the story.
This is why Kashmala. This is what we're advocating, that you need to engage in a discourse. You need to engage in a discussion in order to actually reach towards that truth. That's what we're talking about, right? Because again, like you told, like, you could be born in India, you could be, affected, or like you could have like impacted, regarding the societal norms, and like you could have adopted the religious views of that particular region. That's not how it works, because again, like you told me, it's you cannot say that just because somebody is born in India, they have a different set of principles. Somebody is born in America or Pakistan, they have a different set of principles. It's all subjective, because at the end there are still some things which is quite objective, and I can like point it out if you want me to. There's still some things that we accept as objective, regardless of our culture and regardless of our tradition.
Try to go argument like the way I gave an argument. This is not how we debate. I mean, the way you have been debating, there is objective. No. For example, he gave us an argument, like, and then I gave an argument. This is how the debates goes.
I also did give an argument, right? I also did give an argument. You said like it's subjective.
What is
I said
your
like
argument?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're saying you're making a claim. You observe these phenomena, right? You observe phenomena that different people, if they are like
give me a counter argument. I'm questioning you.
That's what I'm saying, because
give me a counter argument.
Even regardless,
debates does not happen like this. Seth, debates does not happen like this. I'm asking you. I'm giving you an argument. You're born in India and you are an Indian. I'm born in Pakistan and I'm a Pakistani. Please give me a counter argument. What if I was born in India? So my reality would have been my identity, my reality as an Pakistani would have been shifted to as an Indian. How do you counter argument, please? Go ahead.
Okay, first of all, how does nationalities define whether something is true or not? Nationality.
Your voice is breaking.
Is just again, if you're talking about like male, but again, like, can you hear me? Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm telling you. So you're saying if somebody is born in India, okay, and he is deeply affected by those societal norms, he is practicing those religious views, which is very different from what we believe in. It is being advocated in Pakistan or maybe in America, right? Then you say it is subjective by that conclusion, right?
Exactly, it is subjective.
Yeah,
that's what I'm
yeah. So that's what I'm saying. That even after that, there are some things that we believe there are some things which are objective regardless of culture and tradition. There's still something. There's still let me give you example. Let me give you example. Yeah, let me give you example. Nobody in this world, regardless of the culture and tradition, nobody in this world, unless if they're an insane person, nobody would consider incest as a form of happiness. For example, we human beings, we need pleasure and all of these things, right? Nobody would consider incest as a form of practice to be considered in the first place. Okay.
Zed, I'm sorry, then for example, I'm interrupting you. Zed, let me interrupt you, please. आप मुझे काउंटर आर्ग्यूमेंट दे दे. आप बहुत लंबा बोलते हो, बहुत लेंथी बोलते हो, अटेंशन टूट जाता है. प्लीज आप मुझे मैं आपने कहा कुछ ऑब्जेक्टिव रियलिटीज होती है. कोई एक एग्जांपल देकर बात खत्म करो प्लीज.
मैंने एग्जांपल दिया अभी, राइट? इंसेस्ट का. Do you believe? Do everybody believe that incest should be like?
Explain incest. Would you explain?
Okay, so those who don't know incest is basically sexual relations between biological relatives. So, for example, if they're siblings, nobody would say, because again, it's a platonic relation, right? It's not a romantic relation you could have with them. It's very objective, because nobody would in their right mind would say that incest, for example, is like subjective. Like, okay, if you're having incest, it's okay, it's right. It's considered in like it's okay in your culture if you're doing it. Nobody would say that. They would obviously objectify, or like they would obviously be in opposition to that practice, right? Regardless of the culture and tradition. There are other things as well, like, for example, rape, right? Nobody allows rape. INCEST. Incest. Okay. Then again, other things like, for example, murder. Murder is considered as wrong, right? You cannot say that somebody is committing murder. You say, oh, if they think murder is right, if they think committing a genocide is right, according to them, then it is right for them, and what's wrong for me, it's wrong for me. You cannot say
तो
that
यही
because
तो
again,
बात हो रही थी ना ज़ैद, यही तो बात हम कर रहे हैं. तो यही तो बात हो रही है. कुछ you did not make any different point. As incest आप कह रहे हो, right? Incest is a
it's objective. No,
sexual.
everybody would say it's immoral. Nobody would say it's moral,
It's subjective.
regardless
Not
of culture.
everybody would
No.
say.
Yeah.
Not everyone would say. Those who are
Kashmala.
involved. एक minute. Those who are involved.
Actually,
they consider
many
it
countries
right.
accept it as taboo, right? It's not upon any particular country that they are accepting this incest culture.
Do you guys believe, I'm talking about you guys, do you guys believe it is immoral or moral?
I mean, how
This
can I
depends
judge
upon
for
person.
others? I
Depends
definitely
on
don't
person.
decide.
No. What is your opinion on incest? That's what I'm asking you guys.
Okay,
Do you believe it's immoral or immoral?
How is it? Can you make it short, please? How is it related to the topic that we are talking about? Can you just jump
Because
onto that
Kashmala said again. Kashmala she gave a context, right? She said like if somebody is born in Pakistan, they adopt
Okay,
towards
and
the
then-
principles.
Yeah. Okay.
So I said, regardless of our culture, regardless of our nationality, we still have some objective truths out there which we accept without prior knowledge. That's what I'm saying.
ऑब्जेक्टिव नहीं है वो. बहुत देखिए, यही मैं आपको ज़ैद आपकी ना थोड़ा सा और अब आप थोड़ा सा पढ़ लेके समझें बात को, ठीक है? इट्स नॉट ऑब्जेक्टिव. थोड़ी देर के लिए रुक जाइए. इंसेस्ट दो लोगों के बीच में ही होगा और फैमिली मेंबर्स के बीच में होगा. क्या हम ये मानते हैं?
Yes.
ठीक है. अब कोई सब्जेक्ट तो है जो कर रहा है. कोई सब्जेक्ट है तो ही प्रैक्टिस एग्जिस्ट करती है. ठीक है. अब आप सिर्फ ये कह रहे हैं क्योंकि बड़ा नंबर इसके अगेंस्ट है तो ये ऑब्जेक्टिव हो गया. तो आपका तो लॉजिक ही नहीं बन रही है आर्ग्यूमेंट में, क्योंकि द सब्जेक्ट इज स्टिल देयर. इट मींस इट्स सब्जेक्टिव. अगर
Kashmala.
कोई मेजॉरिटी या बड़ा नंबर किसी प्रैक्टिस के अगेंस्ट है, हाउ डू यू से कि वो रियलिटी नहीं है? वो आपके लिए
Again,
reality
Kashmala,
नहीं
you.
And there are still countries, it is
है.
reality.
यार इनको बोलने दे ज़ैद. बोलिए, आगे बोलिए प्लीज.
जी Kashmala, आप मुझे एक सिंपल सा जवाब दे दें.
मैंने
अगर
सिंपल
मैं
ही दिया है. आप
नहीं, मैंने अभी सवाल किया ही नहीं ना आपसे. मैंने आपसे अभी सवाल किया ही नहीं है. मैंने सवाल किया ही नहीं आपसे. मैं ये कह रहा हूँ, मैं आपकी बात कर रहा हूँ, ठीक है? आप और जो भी जितने भी लोग हैं जो आपको सपोर्ट कर रहे हैं, आप लोग कभी इंसेस्ट को एडवोकेट करेंगे कि नहीं करेंगे? अगर कोई लोग को ऐसी फीलिंग आई, would you advocate incest or not?
शिट भाई, क्या हो
आप
गया?
ये बात
अजीब. I'm not gonna have any discussion. He needs to learn a lot. He needs to learn a lot about debate.
Okay.
अरे जब सब्जेक्ट एग्जिस्ट कर रहा है, so how you can say it's not subjective? It's still subjective.
Kashmala, can I give my point?
यार एक मिनट, पहले मुझे थोड़े से अपना हार्मोन्स बैलेंस करने थे. इतनी बेसिक नॉलेज भी नहीं है. एक सब्जेक्ट एग्जिस्ट कर रहा है, दो लोग अगर इंसेस्ट में हैं, ऑलरेडी प्रैक्टिस इन्वॉल्व कर रहे हैं, तो सब्जेक्ट तो वहां पर है, तो सब्जेक्टिव तो हो गया. हाउ डू यू से कि इट्स ऑब्जेक्टिव? रियलिटी. अजीब.
Kashmala, can I give my point?
I need some pause, please. I'm already overwhelmed.
Okay, I want to just make this point a bit more clear by saying if there is a.
I think people don't understand maybe. क्या करूँ लोगों को, मुझे कुछ नहीं समझ आती यार. मतलब मैं बोल रही हूँ, एक मिनट रुके यार, मुझे थोड़ा ओवरवेल्म फील हो रहा है. स्टिल कंटिन्यूइंग. आई ट्रूली रिस्पेक्ट ऑल ऑफ यू, बट यार सुने तो अगला क्या कह रहा है यार. आप लोग क्या करते हो यार? अजीब. हाय सत्या, हाउ यू?
I'm supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. How are you?
चमाटी पड़ जाएगा.
आप लोग कैसे हैं? आप कैसे हो? कहाँ थे पूरा से?
ठीक ठाक हूँ यार. आप बताओ.